Josh, speaking after defeat then to Dagenham and Redbridge, Happy New Year, by the way. How did you think your side got on today?
Slow start, which disappointed me because one of my last words was a fast start at home, needing to win games. But I thought we grew into it. First half, we a little bit what they were doing with their shape and formation, and one or two of their front boys were causing us a problem and a little bit of an overload. But in fairness to the boys, they see it, sensed it, and we started to pick up more second balls and we grew into it. I'm not saying we were fantastic first half, but just as the half went on, I think you could see that we started to nullify them a little bit, take out their threats. Cuzzo pulled off another very good save, and we went in at half time 0-0 and just felt we stopped what they were trying to do, and felt confident at half time, thinking we're kicking to the end that we love to kick at. And I said to the boys, if big thing here, keep a clean sheet today, we win the game. It's a minimum of that, to keep the clean sheet. And it's the manner of the goals is what frustrates me. It's one big diagonal and the kid cuts in. It's too easy to let someone cut in and shoot like that. And then the free kick, the free kick takes a deflection and these things happen, but it's the build up to the free kick that frustrated me. It was the obviously the ball that comes in and the kid gets in between two, and we should be dealing with it. We should be dealing with it with what we had back there, and we give away a cheap free kick. And at 2-0, it's a mountain to climb. But the biggest frustration for me and thing that gets me is all of a sudden at 2-0, we suddenly start to look a team. But it's happened all too often this season where we go 1, 2, 3 down and all of a sudden we want to start playing. But that's how we need to be from the off. That's how we need to be. That's how we need to be with our fullbacks and our midfielders, and playing, and our centre-half stepping through and playing passes into their final third. And some of the positions we got into at the end, and one goal can change it. And they're the positions that you work on all week to get into, and oppositions do. And they're the ones that you want when you get up, stand people up in the box and you shift and you shoot. And we just wasted some opportunities when we got in there. We didn't ask enough of their goalkeeper. Towards the end we had 1 or 2, but we need to be starting games like that. There's no more next week and another game. We need to be starting games like that, and we made it all too easy for Dagenham today in terms of the fact that they've come here and got a 2-0 win. It shouldn't be happening. It's frustrating, and I've said it to the boys. We need to look at it. We need to go through it, but we can't keep saying it. We have to make something. We have to do something now. It's now or never, and that's on us to sort that, obviously, and that's exactly what we'll be trying to do.
I guess you're looking for signs of progress, obviously, from the first few games, and there's been a bit of that from this one. Is the Christmas period obviously quite difficult for you to almost come into, this job, because you don't really get much time on the training pitch with the guys, with the games coming so quick and fast?
Yeah, look, any period when you take a job, I said that today to my assistant. I said the period that you come into it at Christmas time with so many games and just general life, it makes it more difficult, and you're trying to pick teams and coach to win games, but then you're also trying to get new bodies in the building as well. So there's so much to do, so much. But at the end of the day, it's football, and every manager has this period at some point if they're going to manage, and it's the same as every other manager right now in the division and every other division. So yes, there was some improvement in terms of scoreline, but I still we have to have a lot more. We have to have a lot more than that at home. No disrespect to Dagenham, but we have to be asking a lot more, especially first half, fast start and energetic and enthusiasm. And I said it last week and I say it again, and Monday, Tuesday, I said to them at the end of training yesterday, they filled me with so much confidence, so much belief as we end. I sat them down and I said, your standard and how bubbly it is and how enthusiastic you are and how energetic, and this might not sound right because the situation that we're in, but they don't look like, when they're out on the training field, that we're in the league position that we're in and how much we've suffered this year. And then I wanted them to show that in the game today, and I did everything in the change room and to lift them and show them a bit of motivation before the game, and it was so buzzy. And I walk out there and I go, this is the day. And I even hear boys saying, and I've had others tell me, they're saying, this is it, this is the day that we get another win. And then I just didn't see it enough in especially the first 20, 30 minutes, and it didn't really happen until, as I say, we went 2-0 down, and that can't happen. You can't wait until 2-0 to start playing, and I have to try and find it in them to make them do it from the start.
How are you finding the transition from being a teammate of the guys to now being their manager?
Yeah, look, it's part of the game in some ways, and I think they need to appreciate I can only pick 11 players every single week to start, and I can pick a squad to be on the bench to influence that. And as I say, I'm managing a lot of players here. I've got a lot that I'm dealing with, but there's a lot of that's going on behind the scenes. But listen, not everyone's going to love me at all times because I upset people. Everyone wants to play, and if they don't, then they shouldn't be in football. So I don't mind that. I have to manage that off the field, which I am. I'm doing my best that I can do, and I'm trying to keep everyone as happy as I can around the place and on the field. So, yeah, it's different. Of course, I'd want to be winning football games, and we're not. And that's 4 now since I've been in that we haven't, and it hurts. It guts me, and it really, really, really hurts, and it has to for them. And I think they are. I'm sure they are, but ultimately, we're not winning football games, and the only way you turn these things around and turn your feelings around is by starting to win football games. So that's what we need to do.
You obviously got a National League Cup game coming up, but then the next league game feels like a possible winnable one, that trip to Boston when you've got a team that are in a similar situation.
Yeah, look, I've not looked at any results and what games were on and off today after all of the conditions, but any game you have to go into to win it, and winning breeds confidence. You need to have a proper good mentality, and that at the moment is not what we've got here, and that's, for me, one of the biggest issues at the football club, and it's been in the football club now for a long time. We need to change that. We need to change it fast, and next week we've obviously the young West Ham side coming here on Tuesday, and then we go to another relegation battle up at Boston on the Saturday. It's a big week. It's a big week for the football club. We can't shy away from that, and I need characters. I need people to stand up. I need them to put their chests out, shoulders back, and come with me and come with a fight, because you can't give in. It's never too late until it is too late, and we have to dig in and go to war, and that's exactly what I'll be putting into the boys, and hopefully we get a response.
And just in terms of transfers and maybe movement in and out, how much of a say are you having in those decisions along with the head of football?
Yeah, I'm pretty much not doing it all on my own, but I'm having the biggest say. It's me who's looking at the players along with my staff and backroom staff, and we're going for it every single day, along with obviously the others that obviously is the obvious ones at the football club, and we're trying to get the best players in that we can. It's obviously difficult to get all of the ones that you want, your number one targets or your number 2s and 3s, but we've got a huge list that we're going through, and we're out watching players, and we're watching players on computers, and we're speaking to players, and we're speaking to people in the game that we know that we can trust, to try and get the right ones and try and get the best ones that can help this football club turn their fortunes around and hopefully start something to cheer about. And it hurts so much. I know it does for the fans, but the only one way out of this is by sticking together, fighting together, scrapping together, and trying to lift the place, that hopefully in time those results come, hopefully sooner rather than later, that we can start to get a better feel about the place.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.